Okay, so I'm back with Find Deliver Die Trying again. I don't know how close to the end we are, but just gotta keep going. Congrats, T. You've made it to day 2. You really gave our audience a run for their money yesterday with Scarlet. And that's before we got the zombies involved, believe it or not. I'm glad to hear that. You think you'll choose Scarlet at the end of this? Too early to say. I figure it's best to make things seem uncertain as possible, and not get too focused on any one girl. Kat said that getting low ratings during the show could end up with them shutting it down early. If that happened this time, then game over. The only reason why we're able to make these moves right now is because Allie's machine glitched out. Who knows if that would ever happen again. There's no room for error. Too early to say right now, but she's definitely up there, Kat. I like the sound of that. But you know what I like even more? Drama. And what better way to start that fire than a full day date with another woman? Yeah, I guess. If it ain't broke. So who's it gonna be? We didn't say who, did we? Have you ever noticed that there's only one room in the mansion that's locked? No? Nope, not even a bit. Really? It's right by the games room. That's not the hidden one. I'm starting to understand why you've been stuck here all this time. I was sniffing around the night looking for snacks when I saw a cat open it, using a black key that she kept on a key ring in her pocket. It's definitely a master key. I've seen her use the same key both in the mansion as well as on other buildings. Sounds like it'd be pretty good to get our hands on that. Exactly. If you get me that key for even a minute, I can make a mold of it that we can use as a duplicate key. What else would there be, what other buildings would there be besides this one to go in? I'm betting that would be pretty helpful for helping us get out of here, to put it lightly. That's awesome, but wouldn't Kat knows her master key going missing? You're absolutely right, especially if you or I try to take it. I'm feeling a but coming. But it won't be you or I taking it. Is it going to be 4? Tomorrow, asked to take Yui on a date. Want to go get Yui. By the end of the night, you'll both understand why it has to be you two. I'd say, sounds like a plan, but I have no idea what's going on. This music's pretty cool. Okay. Trust me, T, when have I ever been wrong? I could list every single date we've been on as evidence. Those don't count. Then never, I guess, if those don't count. Yui. There's just something about her, you know? Didn't we say that same thing about Scarlet? We'll make it happen. It was the first date since getting all the girls' memories back. We went for a walk out in the woods. The same date we had when we truly had met again for the first time. It was a little awkward at first, figuring out how to not give away what we knew on camera, but we figured it out pretty quick. It's so nice to see you again, T. I feel the same way, Yui. After all this time, it's got to be fate, hasn't it? It must be. To be honest, I feel a little like things are going a little over my head. This show, meeting you again, everything, it's just moving so fast. Sometimes I feel like everything's just moving too fast for me to keep up. But with you, everything feels alright, like I know it's going to be okay. Would it be okay if we just spend today this way? She leaned in closer and put her arms around me. I wouldn't have it any other way, Yui. Wait a minute, what about getting the master key? Ah, I can tell from your face what you're thinking about. Don't worry, I've got that covered. Bunbunbun. The rabbit. Bunbunbun darted out of a nearby bush and ran to Yui's side. Who's a good boy? You're a good boy. She picked him up and hugged him tight. It was impossible not to smile. Almost forgot. Bunbunbun. Hunt. Oh Jesus. Bunbunbun leapt out of her arms and dashed towards the mansion. So the rabbit's gonna get the key for us? And with that out of the way, how about we walk for a little longer? Sure. What just happened? She reached for my hand and held it tight. I'd like that. We walked and talked for hours. When we took breaks, we lay next to each other on the grass, talking about anything and everything. Yui's a lovely girl. At times, I remembered how dire the situation we were in, and I couldn't help but freeze up. But with Yui, I'm never afraid to face those fears. She makes me braver with just a smile. Even when she couldn't ask directly about what was on my mind, she found ways to comfort me despite that. And in turn, to make her smile made me feel lighter than air. A life with her would be wonderful. I've got to make sure to get us all out of here safe. T? Yeah? I was saying yeah, but yeah. I love you, T. Oh, I hope we can spend another day together, just like this, soon. I can't wait for that day. I can't wait for that day, Yui. I'll be counting the days till then, so I might get to choose one of the characters I actually wanted, like either Violet or Yui. We walked back to the mansion together, hand in hand, and went our separate ways. T, you would not believe what happened to me today. Oh no, was it something with the rabbit? What happened, cat? I got attacked by some kind of forest monster. It was at least 10 feet tall, had monstrous teeth, and what was she seeing? There was at least 5 of them. How drunk were you? It took everything I had to not laugh. Luckily, I managed to fight them off without any permanent injury. I made sure that 4 deleted the footage. That shit was both embarrassing and traumatic. That shit was wild. That's good to know. This is the worst run yet. What do you mean by that? Oh, nothing. I've just had a long day. She means it's the worst time going through the show again. I'll bet. You should get some rest while you had the chance. 5 forest beasts is nothing to sniff at. You're making fun of me, aren't you? Not at all, cat. Forest beasts affect 1 in 10 people. It could happen to you. I don't know why that reminded me of that thing about like 4 or 5 dentists recommend this toothpaste or whatever it is. There's always that 5th dentist who's like, nah, toothpaste sucks. I don't know why that reminded me of that. Right. I'll see you later, T. Good night, T. So what's happening now? Oh, we're back in the lab. Mission success. I can't believe that worked. How did you train your pet bunny to do all that? It's all thanks to our special training last night. I may have made a few contacts with a few devils from the forest, but... I'm sorry, what? I'm half kidding. Don't worry about it. Well, half kidding? Which half? So that means she's half serious about something in that. Are the keys ready to use? Not yet, which sucks. It's going to take a little longer for the makeshift plaster to set. Where'd you get the plaster from, by the way? Believe me, knowing more about how we got it will not make you any happier as a person. Oh no. I'm cool with not knowing. Anyway, the keys will probably be usable by tomorrow morning, but you'll have to have your next date by then. We'll test them out as soon as it's night tomorrow. Sound good? Sounds good to me. Awesome. Let's go, team. How about you let the rest of the girls know, T? Sure. Force disable the audio recordings in the house at night, so we should be good to talk back up there. I'll let them know. I walked back up the staircase, back to the mansion. Where are they? I can hear some sounds from the kitchen. They're probably all in there then. I'll make my way over. Hey Violet, how are you? Huh? Goodness, apologies, T. I didn't see you there. You seemed pretty deep in thought. What's on your mind? Besides to say, hundreds of different versions of memories for the same week? Just ignore those. I'm worried for the people back home. Yui has her brothers to worry about, though she tries not to burden anyone with that feeling. Everyone has family out there, and who knows what's happened to them in the last, well, however long we've been trapped here. I have never gotten along with my parents that well, but even so, they must be worried sick. I'm sure they're doing fine, Violet. And they're going to be so happy to see you again. You're right, T. Though there's no way you could know that for sure, could you? I guess so, but we've got to believe, right? Yeah, I guess so. I suppose you're right once again, T. When we finally escape this dreadful place, I'm going to hold them so tight. It's kind of funny. What is, Violet? I told you I had a twin sister, right? Yeah, you did. Her name was Viola. I was actually saying yeah, you did, then it popped up. I keep accidentally doing that. That would be her. She was always my parents' favorite. Is a viola like an instrument, kind of like a violin? You know the type. She came first in just about everything. While I did not. Also, excuse me for the belch there. Even so, we got along just fine. I was proud to call her my sister. Then there was the accident. Did she die? She saw the car before I did. She moved to protect me before I could, and in the end, she was hit before I was, and she died for it. Oh, that's sad to hear. I'm so sorry, Violet. Before then, I had no problem being second place to her. But for her sake, for just that one time, I wish I had come in first. I'm oversharing, aren't I? I apologize. It's okay, Violet. Just say what you're feeling. You're kind, T. It's something I adore about you, you know? After Viola died, I did my very best to live up to the standard she set for my parents. You can probably guess how well that went. I wasn't as good as running the business, or appearing prim and proper, or even things like finding a partner. It's a little embarrassing, really. That's the whole reason why I came here. My parents saw an ad for the show and thought it might help me. Or perhaps they just wanted to kick me out of the house to make more room for my new baby brother. They're having a new brother when you're already this old? That's a big gap in age. I couldn't resist a chance for them to support me for once. At times, I feel like I can't do anything right. Look at how this show is developed. Because she's at least 18, so there's at least an 18-year gap. At times, I feel like I can't do anything right. Look at how this show is developed. This is a nightmare in every regard. Violet. Yes. I held her in my arms tightly. You're an incredible woman, and believe me, there's nothing you can't do. I've seen you put the fear of God into the Brothers 5, and make delicious meals that some people would probably kill for. Even if this is a nightmare, it's one we're going to get out of together, and we wouldn't be able to do it without you. You are too kind. Thank you for the... I appreciate it. But enough about me. Have you remembered anything about why you came here? Unfortunately, I haven't, but I'm hoping that the master key we pilfered will help with that. I hope so, for your sake. In the event where it does not provide any answers, my previous offer about finding you help outside of here to get your memories back stands. Thanks, Violet. I really appreciate that. It is the least I could do. I still fancy you quite a bit, you know? I know it's not the time or place, but maybe when we get out of here, perhaps you'll join me for, say, a lovely cruise around what's left of the world? I'm looking forward to that day. As am I. We talked for a few moments longer before retiring for the night. For once, I lay in bed not worrying about being killed. For once, I was excited for what tomorrow would bring. It's only up from here. T. Allie, what are you? Never mind that. You've got to come down to the lab. What is it? We found something, and I know you'll want to see it. Oh no. She reached for my hand and pulled me as we ran. The other girls were already there, crowded around the table with a pile of folders on top of it. What's going on? I was just looking around the lab when I stumbled across these. There are files. I didn't read anyone's but my own, but I have to warn you. Caution was the last thing on all of our minds. Most of us scrambled to find our own file, except for Yui, who's already holding hers, and Allie. Weird, there's no file for me here. I double-checked, but there was nothing for me. Guess I'm not getting any answers today. Allie slowly walked to the pile, found her own, then opened it in one fluid motion. Interesting. What is it? Allie Major sent to the island for being suspected of committing treason against the government. It's like a pretty experimental show for fitting the sporty girl archetype. We need one of those. It's good to know this whole get-up was a good idea. Did you know I would actually fucking hate sports? No, I didn't know that. I'd never seen Allie look so angry. Let's see. They got all the fake information I gave. That sounds about right. What is it? They've been taking extremely detailed notes on me for every single run of the show for the past 2 years. It's been going on for 2 years. What I've done, things I've said, in private or with others. They've got notes down here to how and when I brush my teeth. How I react differently when they change the show or tell me different things. Or we're nothing but lab rats to them. It's true, and it's my fault. Wait, I didn't miss something, did I? No. I kind of figured that's what this was going to be. It was just they kept repeating it to see what they were, how we react to new stuff. What do you mean? Kind of like when people play Undertale, they do different things in each playthrough to see how the characters react. Like, that's what drives people to do the genocide route, just to see what happens. If I hadn't invented this machine in the first place, none of this would have ever happened. You couldn't have known. You couldn't have known, Scarlet. You really wanted to help people, and that was a great thing. It's not your fault someone ended up using your invention like this. If you say so, T. My file says that they wiped my memories and put me on the show to make sure that no one else could build this technology. Interesting. I can't even begin to understand how that could even be a reason for causing all of this. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure we'd even want to understand the people who run this place. Yeah, probably not. The room fell silent. I wanted to crack a joke to ease attention, but it was impossible. Thank goodness. Wait, what? I'm surprised to hear you say that, Yui, all things considered. Ah, sorry, I know how that must have sounded. Sorry, guys. Mine's the same as Allie's. They've tracked, measured, and commented on so many things about us, so many times. It feels so violating. But it's not all bad. Did I ever tell you why I came on this show, T? No? Why's that? Ah, I forgot. I wasn't allowed to tell you that was one of the conditions. To be completely transparent, the reason was money, and nothing but that. It was hard enough to take care of myself without my parents, let alone 2 brothers and a whole farm. I remember now, it was Kat who reached out to me. She told me that if I came onto the show, my brothers and the farm would be taken care of for life. I know this is all horrifying, but I'm just glad she held up her end of the deal. Even if I might die here and never see them again. That's too depressing to think, Yui. We're going to get out of here and see your brothers again, together. Thanks, T. I'd like that. So it wasn't the thing she said before about her coming to see us. I'm curious, Yui. What kind of archetype did they list you as? The girl next door. Damn it. That sounds a lot better than gaming gremlin. Yui, Scarlet, Allie, and I laughed. At times like these, having a mood lifter like Terra around was critical. I looked at Violet, who had been silent the whole time. She was trembling. Violet, are you... Please, God, don't let this be true. Violet fell to her knees and sobbed, with her hands against her face. I rushed to her side. Are you okay, Violet? Violet threw her folder against the floor, causing the papers inside to scatter through the room. Nothing is okay, T. It doesn't matter if I get off this island or not. I'm not like you. I have nothing to go back to. No one to stand by me. There's nothing for me either way. What does she mean? Violet, wait. She ran to the stairs. Her sobs echoed through the staircase and through the lab. Oh no. Is she going to get us caught? I moved to follow her, but Yui stopped me. I think she might need some time alone, T. I didn't mean to look, but after her papers scattered around the room, Maybe you should just read it. Yui handed me the papers that were in Violet's file. Violet Valentine is a special case. Otherwise unremarkable, but she's the daughter of Edgar and Vane Valentine, one of our primary investors. It is my understanding that they have recently had a son. I want for him to be the next heir after Viola passed. Edgar and Vane sent their remaining daughter Violet to us, full well known at what the show would entail. They've paid us an incredible sum to make sure that she does not return from the show. Oh, she's supposed to die. Even for me, this is too cruel. It was too hard to keep reading. I closed the folder and just stared open mouthed at Yui. There were no words. That's sad. I knocked on Violet's door later that night, but it was no use. Please, just leave me alone, T. I'm here if you want to talk. I'm here for you if you want to talk, Violet. Even if she opened the door, I would have no idea what I was supposed to say. What could anyone say? I was wrong. It's not only up from here. There's a long way down. Anyway, that's about all the time I have for this part, so goodbye for now.